This is Fitness Blender's 5x5x5 pulse workout for the upper body. In this workout, we're going to be doing a 7-minute warm-up, followed by an 11-minute 5x5x5 pulse workout, and then we're going to finish it off with a 5-minute cool down and stretch. All you're going to need for this routine is a set of dumbbells. Let's go ahead and get started with the warm-up. Our first exercise is going to be the rocking jacks, and we're going to be doing it for 60 seconds. Now with this motion, you're going to be doing a regular jumping jack motion with those arms, but those legs are going to be moving left to right, just kind of kicking your legs off to the side, just warming your body up a little bit. This isn't a real intense workout. You just want to start slowly warming that body up, getting that heart rate to come up just a little bit. And we've got just about 5 seconds left. And go ahead and let that one relax. We're going to move on to the next one, the alternating lunge with row. So every time you lunge forward, you're going to extend those arms straight out in front of your chest. And every time you come standing back up, you're going to pull those arms back, actually working against yourself just a little bit, getting those elbows back really nice and far behind that chest. And then press those arms back forward as you step out with that opposite leg. So just make sure you alternate each leg every single time. And we've got about 5 seconds left. And go ahead and let it relax. We're going to switch to the next one, the squats with an arm swing. That is just a traditional squat, going down nice and deep, keeping those knees back behind those toes. Now, every time you come back up from that squat, you want to bring those hands back behind you, kind of a little bit of a stretch behind you, in a swinging motion. Then every time you drop back down, those arms come right back up in front. Just a nice, easy motion with those arms. Just trying to focus on getting a nice, deep squat every single time. And we're almost done, just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. Now let's go ahead and move to the next one, the arm circles. You're doing this with one arm at a time, just alternating back and forth. Just make sure that you're doing this in a nice controlled motion. Just slowly forward, slowly backward. We're going for 30 seconds on each side. And we're going to switch sides in 5 seconds. Go ahead and let that arm relax. We're going to switch over to the other side. Same thing on that opposite arm. Five seconds left. And let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one, jogging in place. Just going to be picking that heart rate up just a little bit more, trying to warm that body up, get that blood flowing. 5 seconds left. And go ahead and let it relax. We're going to move on to the next one, jumping jacks. Bring that heart rate up even a little bit more. This is a full jumping jack. Get those arms and legs moving nice and quick. And we've got just about 5 seconds left until our last exercise for this warm-up. And go ahead and let it relax. Go and switch off to those butt kickers. So we're going to bring that heart rate up just a little bit more. Keep those feet moving really nice and quick. We're going for a full 60 seconds. And just about 5 seconds left. We're almost done. And let it relax. All right, we're going to go ahead and start up our 5x5x5 pulse workout next. Go ahead and grab a drink of water or rest for a little bit if you need to. Just don't stop moving. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our first exercise, regular push-ups. You can do these off of your knees or off of your toes. But remember, we're doing a 5x5x5, which is 5 push-ups, 5 pulses, and then we're doing that 5 sets through without stopping. All right, let's go ahead and start it up. Now just remember to watch your form. You want a nice straight line from your shoulder all the way down to your knee or your ankle if you're doing full ones. Try to get as low to the ground as you possibly can every single time. Start into those pulses. Got 5 through. Now back into that full push-up. And back to that pulse. Back to that full. Back to those pulses. And then that full extension again. We're almost done. One more. And drop down to those pulses. Then back to those full push-ups. This is our last round. This is number 5 right here. And now for those 5 pulses, this is your last bit. And let it relax. All right, good job. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, the reverse flies. Go ahead and grab those dumbbells. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Bend over with those hips. Get that back really nice and flat. Those arms come up out to the side. Nice full extension. Elbow just a little bit bent. One more. Then those pulsers are going to be at the top. And start again. Back to those pulses. And start round number 3. And back to those pulses. This is number 4 right here. Back to those pulses. And this is your last round. This is round number 5. 5 pulses. And let it relax. All right, good job. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, the overhead press. Now you're going to need a pair of dumbbells for this one. Start with something really nice and light. You can always make it heavier once you know you can handle it. Let's go ahead and get ready. And begin. Bring those hands up to those shoulders, forearms straight up and down. Just press them right up over top of your head. Bring those hands back down to shoulder height. And that pulse is going to be down low. And start the next one, full range of motion. Back to those pulses. Again, full range of motion. Back to those pulses. This is our 4th round, going full range of motion. Short pulses. And that last one, full extension. One more round of those short pulses. And let it relax. All right, good job. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, the lat pullovers. You're going to be needing those dumbbells for this one as well. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Hands come straight up over top of your head. Keep them hovering off the ground just a little bit. Bring them straight up over top of that chest and right back down, hovering just off the ground. Don't let them come in past that shoulder joint. You don't want them to come over top of your rib cage or your chest. You want them just on top of that shoulder. And drop down for those short pulses. And back to that full range. And let's drop back down for those pulses again. That's the end of your second set. Back to that full range. And drop down again for those short pulses. That's number 3. You've got 2 left. And back to those short pulses. And here's your last one. Back to those short pulses for the last time. And let it relax. All right, good job. Let's go ahead and move on to the next exercise. Go ahead and stand up. We're just doing a regular bicep curl. And go ahead and get ready. And begin. Just do a nice tight curl, getting that hand up as close to that shoulder as you can without bringing that elbow forward. You want to try to keep that upper arm perfectly straight up and down the entire time. Drop down for those pulses. That's the end of your first set. Back to that full range of motion. Back to those pulses. That's set number 2. Back to those short pulses. And again, that full range of motion for round number 3. Good. Back to those short pulses. And these are last round right here. And last round of those short pulses. And let it relax. All right, good job. We'll finish that one up. We'll move on to the next one, the overhead tricep extension. Still using both those dumbbells. This time's going to be up over your head. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. You want those hands right up over top of your head. Those elbows directly above that shoulder joint. That upper arm should stay perfectly stationary. The only thing moving is that elbow and that forearm. Now for those pulses. And that's into your first round, so back to that full range of motion. Back to that pulse. End of round number 2, back to that full range of motion. And back to those pulses. Back to that full range of motion. And pulses again. Should have one more round to go through. One more round of pulses. And let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our cool down. All right, let's go ahead and get started up. Our first exercise is an overhead tricep stretch. So that right hand's gonna come up over top of your head, reach back towards that right shoulder, grab that elbow with your left hand, and you're gonna pull back behind your head and back behind those shoulders. Just hold it there. We'll be holding it for just a few seconds. And just about 5 seconds left. And go ahead and let that relax. Switch arms. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So that left hand's going to come up, reach back towards that left shoulder, grab that elbow with your right hand, and pull it across behind your head. And just about 5 seconds left. Go ahead and let that arm relax. We're going to switch off to a forearm and bicep stretch next. So you're going to extend that right hand straight out in front of you. Grab the fingers of that right hand with your left hand and stretch them back down behind you. You're going to feel this in your bicep and especially through your forearm and wrist. And we've got just about 5 seconds left. Go ahead and switch those hands. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite arm. Again, you're going to stretch those fingers back behind you as far as is comfortable. Should feel it through that bicep, through that forearm, especially through the front of that wrist and palm of that hand. Again, about 5 seconds left. And go ahead and let that one relax. Next one is our arm cross stretch. So that one arm is going to come across in front of your chest. Grab it with the opposite arm. You're going to keep it as close to your chest as you can. And kind of pull across in front of your body. So you're trying to pull that shoulder across in front of your chest to get the back of that shoulder blade to stretch out. Five more seconds on this side. Go ahead and let it relax. We're going to switch arms. Same thing on the opposite side. Five more seconds left. And go ahead and let it relax. We're going to switch to the wall chest stretch next. Go ahead and place that left hand on the wall with your fingers facing back behind you. Open that chest up away from that arm, trying to stretch that chest out as much as you can. You're also going to feel it through the front of your shoulder just a little bit and quite a bit into that bicep. Now, if you want it to stretch a little bit less in that bicep, make sure the inside of that elbow is actually facing up towards the ceiling. Just about 5 seconds left. And go ahead and let it relax. We're going to switch sides, do the same exact thing on that opposite arm. So this time that right hand's up against the wall, fingers facing back behind you, opening that chest up to the opposite direction. And we're almost done. Go ahead and let that arm relax. We're going to do the wall shoulder stretch next. So both those hands are going to be up on the wall, straight out in front of you. Lock those elbows out. You're going to press your chest and your head down towards the base of the wall to try to get a good stretch down to the front of your chest, into the front of that shoulder. You're also going to feel it to the outside of that rib cage a bit. And though you really don't have to, go ahead and switch those feet. It's just a good idea to switch them off every once in a while. And we just have about 5 seconds left. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, good job. You just finished Fitness Blender's 5x5x5 pulse workout for the upper body.